Alright, so this is my Fire Fist OTK deck. I don't know which version this is. I know this is a upgrade version of an old OTK design. Alright. 3 Garunixes, 3 Barong, 3 Yakshas. Those are the Fire Kings that I'm using. There's like 2 other ones, but I have no need for them. These are the only ones I play with in this version. Flameville Magician, Inari Fire. They combo together, obviously. You summon Flameville Magician, which lets you special summon Inari Fire, because as long as you have a spellcaster, you can special summon it. They both have 200 defense, just like Barong and Yaksha have 200 defense, so obviously you can rekindle them onto the field. One of the OTKs of the deck is the double rekindle OTK. You have 2 rekindles, a Flameville Magician and Inari Fire. You summon Flameville Magician, special summon Inari Fire, synchro into any of the 8-star synchros I have. The one I like to summon first when I'm doing this OTK is Stardust Dragon. In case there's a bomb list, in case, you know, Trencho. So that's why I make them first. Then I proceed to go into something like maybe Scrap Dragon, so I can use Scrap Dragon's effect to clear the field a little bit. You know, make it easier for me to OTK. Jewel Red Dragon, because he's a 3000 beat stick. Or I could opt in and use Colossal Fighter instead when I make my 3rd synchro. If I'm going up against a warrior deck, because, you know, I get the nice little boost, right? And I got Crimson Blader just in case I want to go into a combo where I prevent him from being able to summon a monster afterwards, or he drops Gores or something. Then it's like, all right, I'm gonna just take you down, Gores. I'm gonna take down the token, and then proceed into setting back row and return. Then my opponent can't summon level 5 or higher. So you can't do much except level 4 lower, of course. Alright. But like I said, you use Flameville Magician, Inari Fire, synchro into Stardust, then rekindle, synchro into a Scrap Dragon, for example, then rekindle again, synchro into, you know, Red Jewel Dragon, or Colossal Fighter, or Crimson Blader, or whatever you want. Any 3 combinations of those 3 cards would be useful. But usually it's a pretty good idea to get started, especially if your opponent still has back row. You might have a Mirror Force. You might want to avoid running into it and getting all your monsters blasted all at the same time, because you don't have to synchro, you know, your last, you know, your Flameville Magician and Inari Fire, because mathematically that's 2900 right there. So you might not have to. You might not want to synchro into anything. You might want to just leave it on the field, do some damage, then go into main phase 2, you know, go into a stroke or a number 101. I mean, it's up to you. That's the beauty of the combo is, you know, you choose your destiny. Play it the way you want to play it. Alright, so that's the monster lineup, and that's the double rekindle OTK using Flameville Magician and Inari Fire. But you could just play the inherent OTK, which is just play rekindle, bring back 5 monsters with 200 defense. Any combination of these 4 monsters, have 5 of them on the field, OTK your opponent that way. You could also do, you could combo obviously Onslaught the Fire King to bring out something like Yaksha, and then summon the tuner, and then synchro, and then rekindle, and then synchro, and rekindle, synchro. You get the idea. They combo, or you can Onslaught, summon tuner, synchro, rekindle, synchro, you know, get a little Crimson Blader on the field, right? Attack, do some damage, then play Circle of the Fire Kings, you know, destroying your Crimson Blader, and then bringing back anything from the graveyard. Let's say you have a Garunix in the graveyard. Obviously Rekindle can't bring it back, but Circle can, so you bring back Garunix with Circle of the Fire King and attack for game. So you can see, you know, all these spells and monsters, they all got synergy. You can pretty much OTK relatively easy in the deck. Bait Doll, MST, Regeki Break, Red Screen. My staple cards, obviously. You know what to do with that. Spiritual Fire Art. Some people be like, why not Destruction Potion, or why not Generation Shift? It's because I'm trying to deal with my opponent damage. Gaining life points is cool, and getting my effects off is cool. You know, getting one of my effects off of one of my monsters and plussing a monster from my deck to my hand is pretty good. I have nothing against it. You like using those cards, go for it. But my goal is to end my opponent's life points. I'm trying to deal them damage, so I'd rather use Fire Art because I'm trying to reduce the life points to 0 as soon as possible. Blaster is the main fodder. It's the Spiritual Fire Art fodder, basically. Plus it has a decent effect, of course. I could pitch it to with a fire monster, pop something on the field that I need to get rid of. Plus I could pretty easily bring it back or summon it onto the field, right? And I could summon Flameville Magician and go straight into a Star Eater if I need it, you know what I mean? So it's like, it has synergy, but I mainly use it with Spiritual Fire Art, so that way I don't have to, get rid of any of my main monsters. Because if Garunix is doing the, if I'm doing the Garunix loop, I don't want to mess it up by, destroying, by triggering my Garunix. I'll let it keep doing what it does, but I'll bring back Blaster by banishing 2 other fire monsters, attack, deal some damage. Or let's say I attack and they'll be like, Deep Prison or something. I'm like, alright, chain. Boom, Fire Art. You take 28 regardless. So that's another thing important. Plus, it's the fact that I can summon Blaster, right? Attack my opponent, deal him some damage. Then go to main phase 2, set this, and my turn, my opponent draws. Let's say he tries to play something, try to be slick. Boom, chain. He takes 28. That right there is, what, 5,600? Something like that, right? 5,600. That's a good amount of chunk of change right there. That's a good amount of life points to take away from your opponent. So that's why I play. Y'all play what the way y'all want to play, but that's the way I play. My opponent's life points after his 0. That's what matters. Number 101 summon Honor Arc because it's broken. Lavalvo Chain. A couple good combos you could do with him. Obviously he's fire, so he's good with Circle of the Fire King, because you can use his effect to send Garunix to Graveyard, attack with him, then then Circle of Fire Kings him, right? Since he's fire, pop him, bring back Garunix, attack with Garunix, and deal a lot of damage. So it's decent that way. Stroke is decent, of course, and you can use Stroke in the mirror match against your opponent's Garunix. Put it face down, run it over, because that 17, Garunix has 17 defense. Stroke can't survive Garunix's destruction effect. So that's a pretty good monster to use, especially in a mirror match. Diamond Dire Wolf helps you get off the Fire King's effects by like popping one of your bronze to get his effect off, and popping something your opponent has. Steel Swarm Roach is good in the mirror match when your opponent tries to use no, that's what it was. This is not good at the mirror match. I said it wrong. This is not good in the mirror. This is good against any big monsters that your opponent inherently summons. You can stop them from doing so, right? Brotherhood of Fire Fist, Tiger King, because sometimes you just need to negate some effects. Evil Sworn Ouroboros, he's the Trishula of the deck. Just a good monster, 2750, and I can, get rid of anything I need to get rid of. For the rank 8, in case I want to use both Garunixes and create something, I can make Felgran, because he has a really good effect. Sometimes I might need a beat stick, nice low 4,000. I can take down some hard to take down monsters. Number 62, Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. That's what he's there for. Plus, he's pretty good at getting over certain monsters that are pretty strong. just to deal a little bit of damage. Might not be that much because since Galaxy Eyes is Photon Dragon is not connected to him, he'll deal half the damage, but that half could be all you need in order to win. Another thing to take in consideration, because Garunix's effect can be negated by skill drain. That's one of the ways I like to beat him, is by skill draining him and then running him over with a monster stronger. So in a scenario like that, you could just go straight into Galaxy Eyes Prime Photon Dragon. Boom, you have a free 4,000 that can deal a lot of damage. Stardust. It's good to slow down your opponent's Garunix loop, right? Or just his Garunix effect. Slow it down long enough for you to get something, because you have your red screen and your Stardust, you'll stall for the win, right? Crimson Blair, like I said, you can fire Circle the Fire King him. Plus, he has a good effect. Scrap Dragon, get rid of whatever he has. Sometimes you might go up against Light Sworn or something like that, and your bait dolls, MSTs, stuff like that, right? Most of your cards become dead draws. You can use them as Scrap Dragon fodder. Jewel Red Dragon, in case your opponent has a lot of attack position monsters. You could just get rid of them all at once. Colossal Fighter, good for stalling, good against warriors. Just a all around good synchro. And Star Eater, because you can make him and he's decent and you don't have to worry about Mirror Force. And Warning. And Boundless and Torrential. A lot of stuff. And that's the end of the deck profile.